Joe, you are the head coach of the Forge men's team at the Fly this year. How are you and the team preparing at the minute?
So we're doing well. It's not long now, not long at all. We've got quite a few players coming off the back of international duties and players at the Nick Keogh International and things like that. So I know they've been really busy, but we're getting meetings going and having talks through about how we're gonna progress and what we're gonna do when we get out there. So good.
Okay, cool. And what is your style of play as a manager, would you say? Sort of what can we expect from the Forge team this year?
So hopefully when we get out there, you'll know we're there. Let's put it that way. We want to make an impact. We want to be dynamic and aggressive and play some really really good lacrosse. And to be honest, we want to win, but we want to play some good lacrosse. So that's what we're going for.
Okay. And have you managed to have a call with your team, or are you in WhatsApp groups? You know, what's been the situation there?
Yeah. So calls and things like that are, as you probably know, and everybody knows after COVID, getting everybody together at one point is it can be quite difficult. So yeah, we're on a WhatsApp group which allows people to be involved, but at their own pace, depending on what's happening around, which is really really good, really good for us. Because like I said, you can pick it up and you can look back over things. You don't have to take the notes. Everything's there. So yeah, we're all together in that group at the moment. So
And just a little bit about you, kind of almost away from the Fly. What made you want to become a coach and then a head coach more specifically?
um, that's a very good question. Um, I've been playing lacrosse now for 20 years, something like that. I've always been involved in it. I've always been involved in the juniors when I started at under 12s, under 14s. I'm helping out with the under 12 sessions, and it's just always been a massive, massive part of my life. Going forward and having these opportunities to be able to help and to bring other people on is massive for me. I've had a few injuries, a few big injuries through the career, and sort of fell out of things a little bit a few years ago. But yeah, no, being able to come back now and being able to get the time back at the weekends and at nights and evenings and stuff has made it possible for me to get really involved again. So it's it's just always been lacrosse, whether that's playing or coaching or what. That's so yeah. The natural progression and the natural step is to get involved with bigger and better things like the Fly. So
Yeah, absolutely. And back to the Fly. Forge, they narrowly missed out on the title last year. Then they lost in the final. It was a one-goal game. How are you gonna ensure that the team can go that one step further? I know you said it's not all about the winning. You want to play some good lacrosse, but how will you make that next step, do you think?
So don't get me wrong. We're going for the wins. For me, focusing on bits like that, focusing too much on that final game, you've got to get there first. It's as simple as that. So by playing and focusing on not so much the basics, the guys have passed the basics. We still need that, but focusing on our game plan, as we're going through the games, making the alterations as and when, focusing on those areas and focusing on playing the good lacrosse will get us those wins. That's why my mentality is around that. You can only control what's within your control. As much of it as a cliche, you that one goal game is a killer, regardless of what side you're on. And the adrenaline, the emotions, all affect. So taking it step by step, taking it as it comes, will allow us to do what we need to do, and to adjust as we need to adjust. We want to play fast. We want to play hard. the sixes is designed on that format. And yeah, beyond that, without letting too many details go, yeah, it's that one foot in front of the other that we're looking at. So.
Okay, and it might be a similar answer, but I think you're going to play Hustle in the first round game,
Mm-hmm.
and they've got some good players, an experienced manager in Alex Carnegie Brown.
Yeah.
Have you got any thoughts ahead of that first game?
Yeah, so we've been talking about that. That's, like I said, taking that one step at a time, one game at a time. That's our first game. So we'll get there. We'll get a bit of a training session go. We'll get a throw around. We'll see where we're up to, and that's it. That's at the moment. That's our focus. Yeah, you said it yourself. She's experienced. She's come more from the women's game and that, and I'm sure there'll be aspects of that game that come across, because it will suit it and it will suit that style, and if she can merge that, I think it'll be an interesting game. Obviously she's got an assistant in Downing as well, Andy Downing, so I'd expect to see some box style. So if they can merge the box and the women's game into that sixes format, they'll be tough. So we just need to focus on our own game and focus on what we want to do and how we want to play, and the result will come from that, I'm sure. So
Yeah. And just from a personal point of view, what are you hoping to learn from the experience of being a head coach at the Fly? Because obviously you've got experience of coaching different forms of lacrosse. This is a slightly different form. What are you hoping to learn from the experience?
As much as I can. It's as simple as that, honestly. I'm just immerse myself in it, being around the other coaches, being around players that you don't get to coach and get to deal with, the styles of coaching different players, styles of different coaches, coaching against other people that you might not see. As you said, I've coached from the under 12 at juniors up to the under 19s at the Sunday night leagues. I coached international with the Wales and that in the tournaments and things, and it's all different. The tournament style of play that's going to be over the weekend is completely different to a single game, and that's why we're going to take one step at a time and not look too far ahead, and make adjustments as and when. But yeah, the immersive being at one area, and being able to immerse yourself in lacrosse and forget about everything else, is going to be a big difference. Everybody else has got jobs, everybody else is working whatever through the week, and you got your escape at lacrosse. This ain't going to be that. This is going to be onto the international tournaments we played at, things like that, and it's as close to that as it can. So I'm going to take as much as I can from it, and yeah, immerse myself in it and enjoy the experience.
Absolutely. And just finally, what are you most looking forward to about the tournament? Maybe about the sixes format as well. What are you most looking forward to?
The exact same answer as before. That immersive lacrosse, that escape into what is potentially a massive future for the sport, and being a part of that from the beginning, or close to the beginning. I know it was on last year. Being able to be a part of that and to step up through as it goes, will be incredible. And like I said, having it over a weekend, having it as a it sounds really, I have to edit this out. It sounds, but it's proper. It's not a weekend. It's not a one game on a Saturday. It's not the pub football. This is proper lacrosse. This is getting towards professional lacrosse, which is where it should be going, and that's really exciting.